Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber and the subscriber sent a donation. So remember, guys, if you want to guarantee that your question is going to be answered, click that link below and send a donation. So thanks for your question and let's get into this. So it says, what's good, bro? I'm an independent health insurance broker and I want to know if it's a good idea for me to approach women that I want to get with on the business tip initially to break the ice, give them my business card and then transition into instructing them to call me a certain time to hook up for coffee or a drink? Or should I just instead use direct game and tell them I think that they're cute or something and give them my card and instruct them to call? It seems easier for me to lead on the business tip, especially if they are with their girls, so I could introduce myself to everyone and then turn my attention to the one I want to holler at. Also, in that situation, is there a smooth way to holler at one of her friends if the one you choose says that she has a dude? This also happens to me often. Thanks and love your videos. I'm a longtime fan. All right, so basically, if you are, if you have like a business or whatever, the thing is, you can give a girl your card and, tell her to call you and hit you up and all that other good stuff. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to act like you're trying to hit her up for business when you're trying to hit her up to holler at her. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, you could, when you're having a conversation with a woman, you could talk about your business and just have like a business conversation. Let's say you're at a networking event or whatever. A lot of times that happens. You meet a chick, you're talking about what you're doing, she's talking about what she does and all that other stuff, right? So you can start the conversation off like that if you want, but by the end of the conversation, and she has your card and you're telling her to hit you up, she needs to know that she's hitting you up to actually go out and not for business. So basically what I'm saying is, what you don't want to do is you don't want to hit her up and say, yeah, here's my business card. We should get together and then talk some business. And then you get with her and then you try to, holler at her while she's there expecting it to be a business thing. You understand? So you don't want to do that. You can start the conversation talking about business or talking about whatever you want and then give her your card and say, hey, listen, I want to take you out for some coffee so we can get to know each other better. And let's make it happen. But it needs to be clear that the reason why you're giving her the card and the reason why you're telling her to call you is so that y'all can date, not just to talk about business. Because if you try to, do it on the slick where you're like, oh yeah, let's discuss this business. And then, she comes through expecting to talk about business and then you try to flip it on her. That's not going to be a good move. She's not going to be feeling that. Like I've known plenty of women who've told me about dudes who do that, where they'll meet a guy at a networking event and, the guy will be like, oh yeah, I do such and such. And then so the woman will be like, oh, cool. I would really love to, get in contact with some people who's doing what you're doing. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna give you my number. Give me hit me up and we'll get together and we'll do lunch or whatever. So then she'll call him and then she's expecting like a business situation. And then now they're eating lunch and he's all up on her trying to get with her and she's not feeling that. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that your intentions need to be clear about why you're giving her your card and all this other stuff. You understand? You don't want it to be a confusing thing where she thinks she's taking the card on some, let's network on some business stuff. And but you're really trying to, make it happen on some sex shit. You understand? So if it's supposed to be you guys dating, you guys making it happen, all that needs to happen is by the time you give her your card to tell her to call you, she knows the reason why she's calling you is because you want to make it happen with her on some dating stuff, right? Now, what I want to say is you were also asking about, you said also in the situation, is there a smooth way to holler at one of the chicks, one of her friends, if the one you chose says that she has a dude? So what you do is when you're talking to girls in groups, right? What you want to do first is you want to see how each person knows each other, right? So let's say it's a group of 4 girls and you roll up on them and then let's say there's, the one that you want to talk to. And then, you talk to all of them, be like, hey, so how's everybody doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then you say, how do you guys know each other, right? So what happens is that the girl that you had your eye on, one of her friends might be like, oh, well, this is my, my sister-in-law and all this other stuff. Or this is my best friend. And she's my boyfriend's sister, whatever it is. You understand? Like, so you'll sort of get an idea of who's who. You understand what I'm saying? And then let's say if you ask them, hey, how do you guys know each other? And you still didn't get a clear indication of, if the chick has a man or not, right? You have to sort of get into a conversation about that so that topic could be brought out. You understand what I'm saying? So I remember one time, I saw these two girls walking, and then so I ran up on both of them, and they both were cute, right? So, I was like, oh, hey, ladies, how you doing? What's going on? And blah, 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 whatever like that, right? So what happened was, I said to one of the girls, I was like, hey, I said basically to both of them, I was like, hey, I bet both of you ladies have boyfriends. Cause I mean, women that look as good as you, right, probably have boyfriends, right? So one of the girls had a boyfriend, the other one didn't. So what I did was, it didn't really matter which one I got. I just wanted to get the one that didn't have a boyfriend so I could make it happen. So the one who was like, oh yeah, I'm single, I was like, oh, I'm so glad you were single because I was hoping you were single and you didn't have a boyfriend. My name is blah, blah, blah. Here's my number. Let's get together, get coffee, whatever. So now the thing is, if I would have chose the other one without knowing she had a boyfriend, if I would have said, hey, let me get your number. And she's like, oh, but I got a boyfriend. It's not going to be feasible for me to go to her friend and say, hey, let me get your number then, because she's going to be like, oh, I don't want to be second choice, yada, yada, yada. So the thing is that you have to, when you're talking to girls in these groups, you have to figure out who's who and who has what before you make that move. Because if you make the move and you try to get with the chick and she ends up having a boyfriend, it kind of spoils it a lot of times for the other girls, for you getting with the other girls in the group, right? The only way that it might not happen that way is if you were talking to the group and let's say, you're at a bar or something and then the other girl's attention was sort of occupied for a second and then you were talking to that one girl really quick and the rest of them didn't hear you and you was like, hey, let's get together, and she's like, oh, I got a boyfriend, blah, 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 and the other girls didn't hear, then in that case, maybe you could get the other girl's information, one of the other girls, right? And if that situation happens, what you might have to do is if you get the other girl's number, who's her friend, what you should do is say, hey, listen, I'm interested in you. Here's my number, give me your number, but don't tell your girlfriends. I don't want them to get jealous. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to keep that there. I mean, she's probably going to tell them anyway, you understand? Which is why it sort of spoils it, because then her friend who has the boyfriend who you first tried to talk to, she's probably going to be like, oh, he tried to holler at me too, which is going to sort of dampen the situation. You feel what I'm saying? So it's better for you to know up front who has the boyfriend. And then, you make your move after you know that information. All right. So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, remember we have the Bad Boy membership sale up until January 1st, 2017. That means when you join the Bad Boy membership, you get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, and How to Pick Up and Date Multiple Women seminar DVD for free. All right. So you get those two bonus things for free. And that is it, guys. I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.